Hello everyone, welcome back to Build with Temi, and today we're going to be talking about the waiting season and what you should do when you're waiting for anything, maybe a miracle, a breakthrough, or for something great to just happen in your life. I know we've spoken about patience on this channel, but it's important for us to actually learn what we should be doing when we're waiting for a particular thing. First of all, I'd like to say that this video is for absolutely everyone that lives in this world, because I don't think there's one single person that doesn't have at least one thing they're waiting for. It could be your dream job, your dream car, your dream house. It could be marriage. It could be having a child. It could be anything. So it's important we need to learn how to wait and what we should be doing during our waiting season, so that peradventure, if that thing never happens, we will not lose it. We will not lose our mind completely. Or even if it happens, we will truly enjoy the full benefit of it. Because one of the things I've come to realize is sometimes we wait for something. Maybe you're waiting for a job, and then the job comes 1 month into it. You're like, what? Is this what I was actually waiting for? Or you're on to the next thing. You're already tired. You've lost it. You're like, this wasn't that good. This wasn't that big of a deal. Now, before we go further, let's talk about a concept of life that I just recently learned and I am still currently struggling with. First, I learned that the Buddhists say life is all about pain and suffering. I do not agree with that. I think that to live a wholesome life, life is all about pain and some form of joy. There has to be part pain in your life and part joy. This doesn't mean that the pain has to be something detrimental or something really bad, maybe terminal illness or death, or not just making needs in life, or living a purposeful life. But it means that you must always, at every point in life, have something that you're waiting for, something you're trusting God for, something you're hoping will happen in your life. And you must always have some things that are going good in your life that makes you really happy and grateful for the life that you are living. The truth is, if as a human being, everything happening in your life is all joy and everything is just working out for you, you will get to the point where you become very bored. And the moment you get bored with life, you begin to take decisions that makes you self-destruct, because naturally we are not built to not always have one challenge or the other that we are trying to surmount. Secondly, if your life is full of only pain and there is no joy in it as well, it's going to be so frustrating. You get to the point where you begin to think suicidal thoughts, and you just think of how I can just get out of this pain and misery. I know there are times you will see some people, because of the way they carry themselves or how they look outside or whatever is going on, you think, oh my God, this person is so lucky, they don't have any problems in life. I can assure you that if you sit that person down and they begin to tell you the things that they are going through privately, that they are trusting God for, that they are hoping will happen in their lives, you will actually hug them and tell them a big sorry. This is also one of the reasons why you should never wish to have anybody's life, because you don't know what challenges that person is facing. It's okay to admire people, but never try to appropriate what another person has. Also, it's important that you use your waiting season to build structure and character. That's the season where you need to start learning. For instance, you're hoping to get married, or you're hoping to expand your business or build a conglomerate. That should be the season where you're learning how to build a successful marriage. You're reading books on marriage, you're attending conferences. If you're the business owner, that's the season where you need to be reading books on learning how to build a great business, structure your business, and all of those things. You can't afford to say, because you're in your waiting season, you just sit down and be waiting that till this thing happens in your life. It is while you're working and moving from one point to the other, you continue to get clarity and you continue to build along that line. Because what if you get that thing that you've been waiting for while you were not doing anything in preparation for it, and it just comes and it just feels really underwhelming? There are times like that you were looking to get something and it comes and you're like, oh, so this is it. That's why you need to build character. You need to enjoy that season that you are, and not just be waiting for the destination. Another fantastic thing about waiting is that it comes with clarity, direction, and redirection. There are times that we want something, you want to achieve something, but that's not what you're supposed to be appropriating in your life at that time. You're supposed to be looking elsewhere, but you're not going to be thinking of looking elsewhere because that's the only thing your mind is fixated on. I remember there was a time I was so obsessed obsessed with going viral, with social media success. And I kept doing everything. I danced on social media, I did the hook, I was consistent, I did every single thing. I am so glad that that social media success did not come at that time. And before it came, I actually realized that what meant a lot to me was actually to be a great lawyer. So sometimes your waiting season, the reason why that thing has not happened for you is because you are looking in the wrong direction. So utilizing your waiting season and building skills, capacity, and character is what will help you redirect yourself to where you are supposed to actually be. Your waiting season also teaches you not to defer your happiness. You get to learn that you have to be happy with what you have. I remember when I just started growing my business, I used to say, the day I make 1 million, I'll be so happy. Oh my God. Then 1 million came, I realized that, 1 million is not actually a lot of money. Just 3 or 4 operational costs, that money is done. So at the end of the day, you have to realize that your joy has to come from within, from the fact that, you even have the privilege or the opportunity to do this thing. You're even in this position where people are coming to you to do things. Your joy has to be out of what you're waiting for. So you have to ensure that regardless of whatever is happening in your life, whether you've gotten what you're waiting for or you've not gotten what you're waiting for, you are always happy. Now, here are the steps that you must take while you are waiting for anything at all. The first one is that you trust and hold on to the picture of that thing that you want. For instance, you've decided that you're going to grow your business and take it outside your country of origin. You have to have that picture at the back of your mind every single time. You have to hold on to that picture that you have seen in your mind. This means that no matter what the data say, no matter what the economy is saying, you're still holding on fast that this thing is what I want and is going to happen. And if you're able to trust God and hold on to that thing that you're dreaming of, is either that thing itself would happen or something else that you will equally be very grateful for and satisfied with will happen in your life. 2, pray consistently and persistently about whatever it is that you're waiting for. As a person who believes in God, I know that whenever there is a problem that is beyond me, one of the first things to do is to just take it to God, because there's actually really nothing I can do. For instance, I want to expand my business. There's actually nothing I can do. I can just do a few things, those things they've said in business books. But in terms of actually getting the business to expand on its own, there's actually nothing I can do. That's beyond me. That's something that is left to God to do on his own. And that's how a lot of things that we are waiting on in our lives is. And sometimes that thing that you're actually waiting for, that you're hoping would happen in your life, is not even the path that you're supposed to be towing. You're supposed to be going in a completely different direction. Sometimes that is what prayer does for you. I remember that I recently read a book on prayer. One of the questions the writer attempted to answer is, does prayer ensure we get the answer to whatever it is we are asking God for? And though he didn't say no, but he kind of said no, because he said that prayer does not guarantee that you're going to get what you want. But what prayer does is, if let's say, for instance, you're asking for the wrong thing, prayer is going to find a way to fine-tune your mind to redirect you into what you're supposed to be trusting for and what you're supposed to be asking for. It's just like, and I see this thing like maybe my daughter saying that she wants to go and put on the gas, for instance. My 3-year-old daughter, I know that's not safe for her. I know that's not good for her at all. But she wants it. That's what she wants. She wants to play with fire. She wants to, as a parent, no matter how much she cries, whines, or does anything, I'm not going to give that to her. Instead, I'm going to look for other means to help her, other things that can equally satisfy her. Like, okay, maybe you play with building blocks because that's safer or something. And I feel like that's the same way God relates with us. Sometimes we want things that are actually not good for us, or things that can eventually destroy us. And that is where, when we pray for those things, our mind and God just finds a way to redirect us away from those things that we are obsessively asking for to those things that are better for us. 3, serve faithfully where you are. For instance, you've decided that part of your purpose is for you to relocate out of the country. You've been applying for visas, you're waiting for your approval and all of those things for the relocation to work out. You shouldn't just sit down and be waiting that, oh, till the day this relocation comes. In the interim, start building skills, developing relationship. Just do whatever you can do while you're still in Nigeria, while you're still in Africa, while you're still in the country you're hoping to live, till you get the opportunity to go to where you're hoping to get to. Just be doing something. Don't just sit down and be waiting. And honestly, you really don't know. It might be that job you decided to take, that volunteer work you decided to do, that orphan you decided to adopt, that would be the door to your breakthrough for that thing that you're waiting for. So please, just keep serving as much as you can. 4, have an attitude of gratitude. Don't be that person that once everybody see you, they know that, this person has a problem. Be that person that, in fact, by the time you're telling people that, oh, these are the things that you are facing as a challenge and you're hoping you can get clarity on or you can overcome, they'll be like, really, just have that positive attitude. And the good part of having a positive attitude is that doors will just open for you. It might not be the door you're open will open for you, but other doors will open for you. Other things in your life will also be working. And a positive attitude is contagious, and people just want to be around people who have positive attitude. So always have an attitude of gratitude. 5, be patient and don't rush. In fact, I've been there. Please, I beg you, don't rush it. Whenever you're waiting on God for something and God is doing that thing for you, it always comes out perfectly. The moment you rush, you're just going to, disrupt some things that should have been perfect. For instance, you're growing your business and you need funding for the business. And maybe God was sending you investors into that business who are going to buy shares in your business and become part owners and all of that. And instead, because you were in a hurry and you were losing hope, you decided to rush and you went to the bank to get a loan, and now the bank has given you ridiculous interest rate. It doesn't mean that it's a wrong way for you to raise money through bank loan or anything like that, but now you have interest rate to deal with. You are dealing with some form of pressure, unlike if you had waited till those investors came. Lastly, don't ever lose hope, regardless of what social media is saying, regardless of what the algorithm is saying, regardless of what your bank account is saying. Don't ever lose hope. And if you hold fast and you never lose hope, I assure you that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And that's it on this episode of Build with Temi. I would like to remind you that there is no successful person that did not have their own waiting season. And there is nobody that you will meet today that does not have at least 1 or 2 things that they are waiting on God for, regardless of whatever their attitude is or their disposition to life is. So whatever it is that you're waiting for, just keep holding fast and trusting God. And I pray and hope that if that thing you're waiting for is in line with God's will and purpose for your life, is going to eventually happen for you. Thank you so much for watching till this point. My name remains Temitope Odeyinka. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And feel free to send an email to me at buildwithtemi@gmail.com. I can't wait to read from you. Bye.